Hello Trophy Hunters, time for another trophy list review. Today we're looking at John Zir _07. I've got a bit of a new layout, so I hope you guys like it. I just wanted to showcase the awards that I give at the end of the review, a bit more at the start, and then we'll get rid of them and there'll be space to, have some info on the game I'm talking about, maybe some clips there. I've also made a couple of new awards from your suggestions. The most relevant one, I think, the best one, is No Plat, No Problem, which will showcase 100%, so games that do not have a platinum. I love a good 100%, so I like the idea that we can show that off and give that to either the best 100% or my favourite 100%, or maybe one I haven't heard of. We'll see when we get there. Of course, there's going to be some lists without 100%, so we'll have to see. I haven't got a clue on this one. I haven't looked yet, so we'll take it as we do it. The other new one is the Never Ending Journey Award. So the idea of this one is just whatever milestone you're at. So John Zir has 161 platinums in total. I will give the Never Ending Journey to the 150th platinum. So we'll know that as we go along. The info will be on the right. Not that you guys can see that, but when we do the awards, it'll become more clear. Other than that, nice normal alphabetical order, having a look at all the platinums. So nothing out of the ordinary there. And as always, if anyone wants their trophy list reviewed, all you have to do is please subscribe, leave a comment with your PSN down below. I'll get you added to the list. I've got a list with 20 or 30 people on it. You'll be added to that, and I'll get round to you when I do more of these, which, as you can see, I've been working on the layout, I've been working on the awards. I'm trying to get a few more done, maybe 2 a month, maybe 3 or 4. That'd be cool. Right, let's look at, I'm calling John, let's look at John's trophy list and get right to it. We have to start off by mentioning John's 91.71 completion ratio. I think that might be the best completion rate I've seen yet doing these reviews. So that's really impressive, man, already. So yeah, expect a high score already, dude. Right, so scroll down, let's have a look. What is in A? What is in A? I always expect Astrobot and other stuff here. Hat in Time. Hat in Time. Not heard of that one? Not heard of that one. Actually, no, I think I have. I think this is a platformer. I think I've seen this on Steam. It's got good reviews from what I remember. Yeah, I've been meaning to try this out, but I've never seen it on PlayStation. So yeah, let me know how that is. 3 out of 10, 20 hours. Platinum in 1 day. So it's a 20-hour platinum, and you did it in 24 hours pretty much. That's quite impressive. All right, keep an eye out for that one. And then we've got A Way Out. I'm just going to get rid of the trophy awards there, and that way we can keep an eye on any info I put in after editing. A Way Out, obviously that's really relevant now because of their new game that just came out, Split Fiction. It's doing really well, really high reviews. This got really good reviews, and their other one got good reviews as well. So I want to try all of these co-op split screens. It's something I'll probably want to play with my partner. I don't really see myself playing these online. I assume you can play them online, but I think they're meant to play couch co-op, aren't they? So yeah, I will want to play this at some point. Easy platinum, but what a unique game. You're just absolutely co-oping the crap out of it. So yeah, would like to play that one day. Then you got Alan Wake. I have played Alan Wake, this one, on Xbox way back in the day. I've played quite a few games on Xbox from about 10-15 years ago, because I did have one and I played it a lot, Alan Wake being one of them. But when this got re-released on PlayStation, I didn't really have any interest in going back to it. But I want to play Alan Wake 2, which is the next game on your list. Now, they're not rare platinums, especially Alan Wake 2 even. Alan Wake 1 fares a bit better, 13.36, but the DLC helps out with that a lot more, 6.49 for 100%. So yeah, I want to play Alan Wake 1 just so I can play Alan Wake 2. I hope that makes sense, Yeah, it looks like a good survival horror, and Alan Wake 2 is going to be the more polished of the two. That only released last year, I think. Or was it 2023? I honestly can't remember if that came out last year or the year before. Look into that. Angry Birds Star Wars. Now, I've only played Angry Birds on a bloody tablet, phone and tablet. I've never played it on a console. I would like to play on the Vita. I see this as a Vita Platinum. Yeah, this would be cool on the Vita. You've actually made me want to boot up my Vita again. 6 out of 10 as well, and ultra rare, 4.89%. Alright, that's cool. I have to remember to keep an eye out on how long these platinums took as well for the time commitment award. There's quite a few stats I need to kind of tally. I might keep a notepad next to me for next time. But yeah, if I was to play an Angry Birds, I probably would play the Star Wars version. That sounds cool to me. Oh boy, you've got a lot of Assassin's Creeds. Let's get Angry Birds out of the picture there. 1, 2, some double stacks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Assassin's Creed games. Wow, that is way too... That's far too many Assassin's Creed games for me. I've played number 1, which I don't think has any trophies, right? Assassin's Creed 1 doesn't have any trophies. It's quite an old game, but I fully played that. I've played a bit of Assassin's Creed 2 on the Xbox again, and I've played a bit of Assassin's Creed 3 on the Vita. I think they did a remake, or maybe it was like a companion spin-off game. And I played a bit of Black Flag, but none of them have been on PlayStation. And I've never been that interested in the series to kind of dedicate myself and go through and get all the trophies. To me, they're like open world collectathons, you know, and I love the sci-fi aspect of it. I love the, from the first game, you know, you're in whatever date it's set, but actually you're in the future as well. That always interested me. But from what I understand, the focus on that kind of thing is less. I mean, I could be completely chatting it there because I haven't played one, but I definitely haven't played any of the more recent ones, Valhalla and the Rome one, some of the others, but still, that is a huge dedication. And how are they on rarity? You got, yeah, they're okay. They're kind of all over the place, aren't they? You've got Assassin's Creed 3, which is 4.71%. Trophy list has unobtainables, so that's interesting. Quite a few unobtainables here. Revelations. Is that multiplayer, that one? That could be multiplayer. And Brotherhood. Actually, that might be the multiplayer one. So yeah, Brotherhood's 3.44%, ultra rare. Assassin's Creed 3, 4.71%. Yeah, there's some good rarities here. Interesting. I am more interested in playing a game if it's ultra rare. That kind of, you know, that's up my alley. Okay, well that's a run-in for the franchise fanatic, for sure, because you got 9 platinums there, and that's crazy. They're all quite long as well, 100 hours, Valhalla 100 hours, so that's winning in the time commitment as well, for now. Alright, we'll come back to them. Okay, moving on. Astro's Playroom, don't really say much about this. Again, I'll say it once more, it's a platinum everyone should have, every trophy hunter should have Astro's Playroom. It's a brilliant, easy game, wonderful platformer, and you should all go and buy the new one, including me. I haven't bought the new one yet, but, you know, Game of the Year material there. I hope they do a new one as well. I hope they do a third one. That'd be awesome. Balan Wonderworld, is that? I feel like Balan Wonderworld is a bad game, and it's like, is it the one that was inspired by that other weird game, Dreams or something? Not Dreams. Dreamland. I don't know. I'll have to do some research after the video. I'll pop something in editing, something relevant. 5.82 though. Not quite ultra rare, but getting there. 40 hours, 4 out of 10. Yeah, I don't know about that one very well, but moving on to another series. A series that I actually love. Battlefield. So, Battlefield 1, 6.41%, 30 hours. Battlefield 2042, 120 hours. I didn't realize that was so long, to be honest. 3.98%. You got 2 2042 stacks. Oh, that's an auto pop though. Fine, that's fine. 1 hour, 59 minutes for that platinum. You got Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5. Every Battlefield is ultra rare. I kind of knew that, but I've only ever looked at Battlefields, not as a whole here. I don't think I've had a list with this many Battlefields on, other than my own. And I've got Hardline. Looks like you don't have Battlefield Hardline unless it pops up later somehow. But yeah, I haven't got 2042 Platinum. I was working on it and I kind of stopped. Very disappointing. It was at launch really bad. But I went back to it even, and it got a lot better. It felt good, but I absolutely wasted £70. Like, without a doubt, that is one of my biggest purchases regrets, is buying 2042 at launch, because it just did not get along with it. Did not get along with it at all. I have Battlefield 3, I have 2 Battlefield 4 stacks, and I've got Battlefield 5 Plat myself. I don't have Battlefield 1 yet. I think I've got some some single player to do. I've always meant to kind of go back and get it, but I haven't. It's quite big as well, quite a big game, like, 80 gig or something nuts. So it's just one of those things where I need the space to reinstall it before I can commit to getting the Platinum again. So yeah, nice, that's cool. I like some Battlefield. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice, 6 Platinums. Another franchise fanatic runner there. Blood and Truth. I feel like that is this that really bad game that came out with all the celebrities in it? I'll have to do some post-edit research again. Still, it's 3.9%, ultra rare, 20 hours, 5 out of 10. See, this tells me it must be a really bad game. If it's 3.9% ultra rare, but only 5 out of 10 in 20 hours, it's got to be so bad that people don't want to dedicate themselves to get the Platinum. That's quite funny. Okay, then we've got Brawlhalla, something I love. I've also got this Platinum. It's an arena fighter in the vein of Smash Brothers. Really cool though. I'd say it's unique enough. It's not really a clone of it. It's just very similar. Has so much crossover stuff, insane amount of crossover, and my god, the 100% for the DLC is 0.01. That's worth mentioning, man. That is super impressive. 0.01 completion there. That's insane. And of course, this is super long, 120 hours. Yeah, it's a difficult Platinum. I really enjoyed it. I have memories of around when lockdown, when COVID was happening. I would play Brawlhalla, and I know that was around winter because the snowball kind of game mode was on, and I loved it. I just played that constantly. That was really cool. And you got Bully, which the last fella had in my last list. I don't know too much about Bully. I know it's a wicked game. People want a remaster, maybe a sequel. It's not really something I would play. I struggle enough to play any open world game, so to go back and play an older PS2 open world game would be quite difficult for me, but maybe one day. And then we have a few Call of Duties, a couple of Call of Duties. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CODs. No, I'm not going to say they're not as good as Battlefield. I just prefer Battlefield. I prefer the large scale, kind of more tactical gameplay. I always found that more in Battlefield, especially with the vehicles and stuff. It's a bit different nowadays with, the bigger modes in COD, the Battle Royale one, which, funnily enough, Battlefield's tried to copy and failed completely. So they have pros and cons. I will say the rarity is quite similar, isn't it? As in Black Ops Cold War, 1.89%. Is that your rarest at the moment? 1.89. Yeah, that's your rarest. Long Platinums as well here, 70 hours for both. And I'm not sure if that's auto pop or not. 6 days, 23 hours. That's probably not auto pop, right? You've done it all in 1 month, 6 days, and you're like, all right, I can do that again in 4 times less time. I can do it in 6 days. Yeah, that's crazy. For the rarer one as well, 1.89%. Maybe that's one I'll have to load up. I've got Modern Warfare Remastered, and I've got the original COD Modern Warfare 2 Platinum. So I've got a couple of COD Plats. Good campaigns. I enjoyed them. I do enjoy them. And then we've got a lonesome in between other franchises. We've got Control. 4 out of 10, 20 hours, 33%. Easy Platinum, big AAA game, gorgeous graphics. I need to play it. One I want to play. Does it have DLC? Yes, it does. 11.94%. So I appreciate DLC that increases the rarity of the overall package. but I think this is on catalog. I probably had access to it for years and just haven't loaded it up. I think I know that this has, you don't have to find all of the collectibles in the game. You need like 70% or something, which is a really good way to do collectibles, because there's nothing worse when you need 100% of something. Yeah, it makes the rarity go up a lot if you need everything, but I still appreciate a game where you can just concentrate on, completing it. I had this with G-Police earlier. I liked the game more because I just had a single player game to play, and all I had to do was do the campaign, and I got every misc on the way. It was really simple and I enjoyed it. So I imagine this is what Control is like. Not many misc, not many collectibles. You kind of just play it through and you get a 33% platinum, but it was fun, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, is whether you have fun or not. That's my take on it anyway. Okay, moving on, we have some very difficult Crash platinums. God damn, okay. Crash 1 is impressive in itself. Crash 2 is not as rare, but 6 out of 10, not as difficult. Crash 4, and don't get me wrong, they are super impressive, and then Crash 3 is the easiest from what I understand, but Crash 4 is an insane platinum. I've not even looked into this. That's how rare this is and how difficult I've heard it is that I've not even looked into it. I would want to play 1, 2, and 3 before tackling 4 myself. And you've done this in 2 days. So I like how, John Zir, I like how you train yourself on like one stack. So you got Crash 4 here in 3 weeks, 6 days for a 9 out of 10 platinum, 100 hours. And then you're like, yeah, I can do that again. 2 days, 1 hour. It's like you train yourself on one version and then you go kick the absolute crap out of the next version on a different console, on a different like format. Very impressive, dude. So I think that's your best platinum so far. 100 hours and 9 out of 10. There's something like a platinum that is that long and that difficult, is there? And the rarity is ultra rare. It's not your rarest platinum, but that's because, the egomaniacs go for this because they know it's difficult. It's the Dark Souls syndrome again. Very impressive, dude. Very impressive. All right, keep that one in mind. And then we have Cyberpunk. I've not played Cyberpunk. I've seen a lot of it. I've watched some, some mission playthroughs, and yeah, I get it. Obviously, I get it. It looks cool. I prefer The Witcher, I think, but I do want to play it. The skill tree, the DLC, the celebrity endorsement. It kind of all interests me. It's just something I haven't gotten around to playing. I've watched more than I've, even thought about playing it, to be honest. So maybe one day. Quite a long game, but 3 out of 10, so wouldn't be so bad. Days Gone, another open world PlayStation game that I've missed out on because they've gone ahead and remastered it, which I think is out this month, probably. No one expected it, no one wanted a remaster, probably not many people. Would have preferred a sequel, I guess. Maybe they're testing the water and they'll do a sequel depending how well this sells. So yeah, keep an eye on that one. Dead Space remake, love it, one of my favourite games. I didn't realise the rarity was 15.21, that's a little lower than I expected. I thought it'd be higher than that. 2 weeks, 3 days, I think I took about the same. The free playthroughs takes a little while in this game, and there's lots of collectibles and some missables, but what atmosphere it has and the graphics are just beautiful. This was my 200th platinum, and no regrets there. I would choose any Dead Space to be a milestone, to be honest. So yeah, glad you got that. One of my favourite games as well. Very cool. Oh man, more impressive, right? Trophy list contains unobtainable trophies. Destruction All-Stars, 1.39%. Yeah, it's weird because it's not a crazy difficult plat. It's easy to boost, but it's just so notorious for being a failure. And it's, a high profile loss, not as high profile as Concord was, but it's kind of in that same area, right? You say Destruction All-Stars to like a PlayStation fan, they're like, yeah, that was a bit disappointing. So it's a failed live service game, and it's not that great, but it's 1.39% rarity. I don't think this is possible to get it anymore. I'm not sure what the unobtainables are, but I loaded this up a few months ago just to see what I needed and whether any games were going. I don't know if you can boost it still, but I only ended up getting the single player trophies I was missing, and that's about all I can get for now without, looking into boosting. I don't think the servers are online, but I'm not sure. So yeah, that's impressive. That's very cool. And then you've got Detroit. Again, not really a game I play. I like to watch my partner play these. I've said that a few times before. Very similar to lots of other games that she enjoys, so I tend to sit down and watch them with her on these ones. I like the choices you make. I like the walking around and the investigations. I probably could safely play them myself, but I kind of know what happens. It's like if I played these kind of games now, it'd be like me rewatching a TV series to me. Yes, they're interactive. Yeah, you got choices and there's like button prompts, but I like to watch these kind of games, and I probably won't change my mind anytime soon. And next up, you got a driving game, a racing game, Dirt 5, 2 stacks of it. Again, impressive that you're not auto-popping these, whether auto-pop's available or not. They're not the rarest, but this tells me you just enjoy these kinds of games. You just enjoy Dirt, so you wanted to play it twice. That's cool. I can respect that. 3 out of 10. Divine Knockout, is that? I feel like this is a live service game, but I honestly can't remember. I don't know these two, so I'm going to have to look into it. Wouldn't surprise me if it's a live service, because it's now unobtainable, so you're collecting these unobtainable kind of live service games, if I'm right about this game. That's really cool. Driver San Francisco, that's not something I've seen on a list before. 5 out of 10, 20 hours, unobtainable, and 2.7% ultra rare platinum. Impressive. I like to see the odd PS3 game. I'm a massive fan of the PS3. So yeah, any PS3 game I love. I might do an award for PS3 only games actually, now that I think about it. That'd be cool. Moving on, you got a couple of Fallouts. Strange that you're missing Fallout 3 though. I wouldn't really expect you to be missing that if you've got Shelter and New Vegas. New Vegas is the best one. Shelter's like a mobile game. It's like a shelter building. Send people out, wait 5 hours, pay money to speed it up. I also have Shelter Platinum, and I've got New Vegas Platinum. And I like it for what it is. Shelter's fun. I play it on Steam sometimes. I think that might be one of the only Steam games I have 100% in as well as the Platinum. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I love Fallout in general. Would recommend Fallout 3 and of course Fallout 4, and that's got 2 stacks, and you seem to like double stacks, and I don't know if it's got auto pop, but yeah, definitely play them if you fancy some more Fallout. Singular Final Fantasy, now that's unexpected. I would love to know what you thought of 15, if that's the only Final Fantasy you've played. Did it put you off from playing the other Final Fantasies, or you just don't like JRPGs in general? It's hard to think about without talking to you directly. But yeah, even I have several Final Fantasy Platinums. I'm missing a fair few, but love the series. And I do have the 14 Platinum. That's one of my proudest kind of Platinums, to be honest, because it's an MMO, and Platinuming an MMO is quite difficult. 15 is wonderful. Massive problems during development, and you can see it in the story, but the ending, and I'll die on this hill, the ending makes it one of my favourite Final Fantasy endings across the whole series. I love the ending to this game, and I really like the characters. It grew on me a lot, put it that way. Okay, a bit of a different game there. Ghost Runner. This is a fast pace, am I going to say FPS? It's an FPS, but you have a samurai sword as well as some other like ninja stars and cool stuff. It's like futuristic. You die in a single hit though. That's what makes this interesting. And I'm more than halfway in number 2. I've not played number 1, and I don't usually do this. Go straight for the sequel, but I think the sequel was on catalog, so I decided to just play it. And it's really good. It's really good. Really cool soundtrack as well. And 12 hours, this one, 10%. So the rarity is good. The length of the game is good. And if I go and get the Platinum for Ghost Runner 2, I'll go back to this one. So yeah, I recommend this game. It's really cool. Really cool. Alright, scroll down a bit. 150 hours. God damn. Grand Theft Auto 5. This could be the longest plat, but Man, I mean, I see Grand Theft Auto 5 and I see 150 hours, but I see you complete it in 1 month, 3 weeks, which is, just shy of 2 months. That's 10 days, that's a lot. No, I mean, that's like 5 or 6 days out of 2 months. That's insane dedication, dude. Maybe borderline too much dedication if you're able to do that legitimately. 2% and 5%, both stacks. I mean, it's impressive. It is impressive. I think I gave Grand Theft Auto 5 time commitment in another list I did. It's definitely a long platinum. Something I don't have much interest in getting or revisiting. I'm not even sure how I feel about GTA 6. I come from an era where I grew up on the next one, San Andreas. I grew up on GTA 3. I grew up on Vice City, and by the time 4 and 5 came out, I'd kind of lost interest in, from playing the others so much. I also never went back once they re-released in the collections. I never went back to reload up these older PS2 games. So that's where my interest in Grand Theft Auto is. I would go back to load up the older ones for some nostalgia, especially since the collections have, got some patches now. I remember the rain bug in the old one. It would just pour down. It looked like seizure giving. It was really bad. So yeah, I don't think I could go back and commit hundreds of hours to a new GTA, but we'll see how I feel about the newest one. So yeah, that's my thoughts on San Andreas as well. Hades is something I should play. It's gorgeous. Every character is beautiful. I love roguelikes and fast action games. I played like 5 minutes on a Switch that my friend gave me, and I was like, yeah, this is sick. I've had it in my basket multiple times. I just haven't bought it, sat down to get it. It could even be on catalog by now. No idea. I should play that. Hope the sequel comes out on PlayStation as well. Right, then we've got Hogwarts Legacy. Quite simply, a game I have no interest in playing, even without the controversy surrounding Harry Potter. I just have never really got along with the series. I like the darker tone of the later films more than the earlier whimsical kind of, Christmas time magic. I like it when stuff gets darker. So I don't know how this game is, in tone. But again, it's kind of an open world, large game, and I know it's sold ridiculously well. Warner Brothers were like, right, we're losing so much money, we need to focus on our 2 or 3 biggest games, and that is, right, we need to focus on Batman, Mortal Kombat, and Hogwarts. So expect to see more Harry Potter games from them. That's all I can say on that, really. And then you've got Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one. You haven't played the second one, or some of the other, the Lego spin-off. What a weird game that was, right? That failed immensely for them, I'm sure. I haven't platinum Horizon. I struggle with open world PlayStation games. No idea why. It's a weird quirk. I should go back and play it, but, I love dinosaurs, I love robots, and I like bow and arrows. What's not to like? What's not to like? No idea. Hotline Miami, I did actually go and reinstall this after my review of the previous list because he had Hotline Miami 1 and 2. I played a bit. I've got a bit of footage for it for maybe a video I need one day, and yeah, it's as cool as I remember, and I need to just sit down and get the platinum. I kind of was terrible at it and then played it for about an hour and got better at it, but I haven't returned to it since. So according to this guide, I have 9 hours left, right? It's an awesome game though, awesome soundtrack, great visuals, so yeah, you should play that. Intelligent Cube. I always get... Is this Kuroshi, or whatever it's called? Kuroshi? It's like an old PS1 game, and it's all to do with moving blocks. It surprises me that your first stack there, the PS4, took 1 year, 1 week. You probably loaded it up, left it for ages, and then went back to it, right? But yeah, cool game. I remember playing the demo back on the PS1 in the 90s over and over again, and I just found it so cool. And when they added it to catalog, I was like, oh, I remember this from the demo days, but I haven't loaded it up yet. Something that's always accessible, I should go and play. Maybe I'll make a whole video on it. Immortals Fenyx Rising, is this? I can't remember if it's Ubisoft or not. To me, this game looks really generic. I didn't have much interest in it, so yeah, hard pass for me, really. It probably is quite good, but the art style and the gameplay just never really spoke to me from what I saw. And here's the other game from those cool developers who did Split Fiction, It Takes Two. I've seen it affectionately called couples therapy, because you literally play a divorcing husband and wife, but apparently the game's quite sweet. It won, did it win Game Anywhere? It won some award, but yeah, it did well. This I want to play with No Way Out and Split Fiction, which, you know, I hopefully will plan to buy at some point. 26%. I wonder if the platinum becomes harder if, like, your partner is just terrible at games, or you have to, like, really rely on them. You probably do. You probably do. It's quite funny. Quinoa, rice. I don't know what this is. Oh no, yeah, this is like the one that looks like Pixar, right? It's like a Pixar bow and arrow staff wielding with cute little blob things. I'm gonna call them blobs. They look like the Star Wars little creatures. They're cute, and you collect them. So yeah, I've seen a few videos on this. Probably would play it, to be fair. 17%, 25 hours. Yeah, that sounds okay to me. That sounds okay. Oh boy, you've got a lot of Lego games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Lego games. I like Lego games. Obviously, I'm used to them. I played more on PS2 than any other console, I think, and I haven't really delved into them whilst trophy hunting. Easy platinums, from what I can remember. Actually, they're rarer than I thought. 12%, 12%. 35%, yeah, I guess they're like collectathons, right? So they're pretty hard to 100%. Harry Potter, Clone Wars, Force Awakens. I guess the only one I'd be interested in is the Skywalker Saga. My god, it takes 100 hours. That's insane. 100 hours for a Lego game. The only one I've played is a Vita one. I see you've got a Vita one. You've got 2 Vita ones there. And it was a Lego Batman, and I enjoyed it. It was really cool. I should probably play a bit more Lego games, maybe a few more. Okay, what we got next? Loco Roco. Now that is an old ass PSP series. You're basically a big blob, and you roll, bounce, and eat for fun. That was a tagline for it. Roll, bounce, and grow, or something. Cute games, colourful. Well, this one looks a bit darker. Midnight Carnival. It sounds darker as well. Jesus, I've not heard of this this spin-off. So yeah, I only played Loco Roco on like the PSP, maybe as a demo or something, and you know, it's just cute and dumb. So yeah, I've not heard of that one. PS5 games. Oh, this must be a PSP re-release, right? This must be on the catalogue. That's my guess. That's my guess. Marvel's Avengers. Avengers from Temu. Right, it's like budget Avengers. Everyone looks weird and off. 80 hours. This was Crystal Dynamics, right? Who were, you know, did good on the Tomb Raiders, even though I haven't played all of them. But I enjoyed the first Tomb Raider that they did, you know, on the island. The Lara characterization isn't the best, but yeah, they went on to do Avengers basically. No interest in it. Live service. Forced battle passes, make money as much as you can, you know, no interest in it at all. I think it went free to play, or they gave all the cosmetics away or something like that, and it's shutting down. I can't remember, but yeah, not much interest in that. Same with the Spider-Mans, unfortunately, and I can see you've got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Spider-Mans. I talk about these quite a lot, you know, considering I haven't played one of them. And yeah, I just struggle with open world PlayStation games, and Spider-Man included in that. I'm sure I would love them. I love Spider-Man, man. Like, Spider-Man's sick. So yeah, it's just on my list to sit down and play. I own like maybe 2 of them through catalogue or something. One day. Now, Medieval, I'm much more interested in playing, because Medieval's cool, right? I like Medieval. I played the PS1 game. I've never played the remake. I probably should, and I think this is another that's on catalogue that I would enjoy. Especially if you can switch between old and new graphics. I love when games can do that. The Tomb Raider collections let you press one button. Diablo 2 lets you go between old graphics and new. I think that's really cool. I can't remember if Spyro and Crash let you do that, but yeah, it probably would. Not sure. Minute. Right, this is the first game I really don't know what it is. Easy, 2 out of 10, 5 hours. Very unlike your list so far to have an easier platinum. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Mirror's Edge Catalyst, unobtainable trophies. This is the PS4 one. Yeah, this is the sequel that took ages to come out. Never played it, never played the original PS3 one. I just wasn't that interested in parkour. It was parkour focused rather than combat, but it had a bit of both. The only aspect I would enjoy about these games, I think, is any speedrunning aspect. I love speedrunning trophies, but normally that's to do with platformers on me and Metroidvanias and stuff and Resident Evils, that kind of speedrunning. So maybe I would enjoy that aspect of this game. Ooh, now this is an awesome platinum. Naraka Blade Point. Doesn't even have a guide on it. And like, the difficulty is unknown, but I can tell you this is a fighting-based battle royale. So yeah, you get plopped in, you got to run around, you get more weapons, you get pickups, shields, all that, healing potions. But at the same time, you are in third person and you have weapons, and you're like fighting Chinese swords against great swords with a bow and arrow, and it's the most fighting game based battle royale I can think of. There was another one, Knockout City it was called or something, but that was like more wrestling, more cartoony. This has a very kind of cool, mature, grown up art style and heroes to pick from that have their own skills. It's really cool. I've played it quite a lot, and it's pretty hype when you win. I didn't realise the platinum was that rare though. I have a few of the rarer trophies, but I haven't sat down to actually look at the platinum. So yeah, that's super impressive, man. That could be your best platinum so far. It's certainly the rarest. 0.59% is insane. So yeah, I'll have to... Your list is quite big, and it has so many contenders for the awards I give. A lot of the time when I do these reviews, it's quite clear cut what the best platinum is or what the longest is. But in your case, not so much. I don't even know how long this one takes because it doesn't have a guide on it. I'll have to think about that one. But yeah, that don't want to downplay it. That is super impressive, and the 0.59% should absolutely show that. So that's really cool. Okay, moving on. Need for Speed, another driving game. You like your driving games, whether they're rare or not. That's just a nice symbol. 3 out of 10, 40 hours. I've not played a racing game like a realistic looking one, at least for a long time. Probably would play Gran Turismo. I probably would play Need for Speed, 1 or 2 of them, but there's so many now. I don't know where to start if I was to go back. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I mentioned this in the last review I did when talking about Brawlhalla or maybe Multiverses. I can't remember. But yeah, this is another kind of Smash Brothers clone, but with Nickelodeon characters. No interest because, you know, Nickelodeon doesn't interest me and the Platinum doesn't interest me. I'm pretty sure this never went on Plus or anything, so even less reason for me to try it. 2 out of 10 difficulty, but 10% and 12% rarities. That's interesting. Nier Automata. Not something I've played. The only game I've played in the Nier series is Drakengard, and maybe about 4 or 5 years ago I didn't even know that was part of the Nier series. I just sat there quite happily playing this weird Dynasty Warriors clone where I was riding a dragon. So yeah, that's Drakengard. That's all I know about it. It's a series I should get into, but again, now there's what, 3 or 4, including a couple of remakes to play. It's quite a big commitment to just pick up and play. When I play a game, I want to drink it. I want to absorb everything about that series, and that means I want to plan to play every game in the franchise. So it becomes very difficult when, you know, I think about playing Assassin's Creed or Nier or any other series with loads of games. So that's how I feel about Nier. Overcooked 2 is a co-op nightmare, and this is one of the few games where you haven't got lots of the DLC. So I wonder if, you know, getting the platinum is such a horrible task, you didn't fancy going for the DLC. 66%. This would bring down your 91 completion rate quite a lot, I imagine. So I bet you're itching to go back to this. Maybe you haven't bought the DLC yet. Overwatch 2. So this won my Crown Jewel Award on the last video I did. So, you know, by that metric, you would win this award twice because you've got Overwatch 2 twice. And They are not auto-popped. I don't know if you can auto-pop, but they are both ultra rare, and you have 100% in both. So yeah, that's obviously super impressive. That's a really hard list. Loads of multiplayer stuff to do in that game. The Lucio trophy where you got to knock people off. The Reaper trophy, getting a multi-kill. Yeah, every trophy in that is difficult. So yeah, that's very impressive. And then we've got Persona 5 Royal. 2 out of 10. Pretty long though, 120 hours. 43% rarity. Not much interest in the Persona series myself personally. JRPGs, I kind of exclusively play Final Fantasy. And I played more on the PS2. One of my favourite games of all time is Xenosaga, for example. I just haven't really delved into that genre much lately on the PS4 or on the PS5. So yeah, something I want to visit. The genre as a whole, I want to play more games in that series. And Strikers is cool. That's like XCOM. I saw a video on that my friend PressX Gaming did. He really liked it. Yeah, it looked really cool, and I love XCOM and turn-based stuff like that, you know, Grid, War of the Lions, Final Fantasy kind of stuff. So yeah, that looked interesting. I think that's that game anyway, I could be completely wrong. And doing a complete 180 to all your other platinums, you've got Pinball Heroes double stack, 1 hour 20 minutes, 1 hour 50 minutes. So yeah, I can see you're a trophy hunter who likes to go for the super hard games and, you know, finds prestige in 9 out of 10s and 8 out of 10 difficulty. At the same time, you're like, well, let's get that ratio up. Let's play Pinball Heroes for 1 out of 10 for 1 hour and let's get 2 stacks of it. That's quite funny. Prodeus, love that game. I absolutely love that game. That's Doom clone, not a terribly long one. Retro, kind of modern retro graphics, and the soundtrack is killer. This game is me all over. I absolutely love this game. I'll put some video clips of it up. Did a nice big video on it and it did pretty well. Yeah, a lot of love for Prodeus. It's really cool. This might be the game I want people to play out of this list so far. Yeah, really cool. Alright, moving on, Ratchet and Clank. Rift Apart. Is this to me is like a PS5 tech demo. It looks gorgeous, but its main purpose is to look and show off PS5 graphics, and as such it's only 2 out of 10 difficulty, 10 hours. I would play this. I need to play a Ratchet and Clank. I've never played one, not on PSP, PS3, I'm pretty sure it was on PS2, never played the series, so it'll be a bit weird starting with the latest one. But yeah, this will be a good introduction to the games, I think. Realm Royale, something I loaded up but didn't get any trophies in. This was a spin-off of... was this a spin-off or made by the same guy who did Paladins? I can't remember, but yeah, it's cancelled now, so it doesn't matter, it's shut down. Another live service, Battle Royale, that just ended. And 4.31%, that is immortalized as an ultra-rare trophy. That's very cool. Then we got the R's, we got Red Dead Redemption 2, 200-hour platinum. That is a long platinum, man. I mean, I've thought about going back to get this. And I know they've made it easier. The get all medals in single-player missions makes it a lot easier than it was. Whether it's still 200 hours, I'm not sure. So yeah, it's ultra rare because of that time, not because it's super difficult. 5 out of 10 now. Lots of online components as well. I've thought about replaying this quite often recently. Exception to the rule. This is an open world game I love. It's beautiful. The characters are brilliant. The story is amazing. Maybe Grand Theft Auto can give me the same feelings as this, but I don't know. I doubt it. I just doubt that Red Dead 2 can be topped as like an open world game. Should give it a go though. I should give other stuff a go. PS4 version. So you could double stack this if you ever fancied another 200 hours. Screw that, right? Oh yes, now we have some resis, and when I say some, I mean all of them. We've got res 1, 0, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Resident Evil Platinums. Cool. Do I have this many? I've got Resi 1, I've got 0, I've got 2 2s, just like you. I have 2 3s, just like you. Yeah, I've got 2 5s. And I've got 2 Code Veronicas. Actually, no, tell a lie. One Code Veronica is 100%, the other one is a platinum. That's an interesting little story there. Revelations on PS4, that's the easier one. I also have this. There's a PS3 one with double the requirements for the grindy trophies. And you have Village. I do not have the platinum for Village. I don't know why I don't get along with Village. Like, it's a brilliant game, but I kind of resent having Chris in it. It's not really... It's more, yeah, it's an obvious sequel to 7 than anything else. It just doesn't feel very Resi to me, whereas 7 does. It's hard to explain. I have mixed feelings about 8, even though it's really good. Like, it's obviously awesome, and the inventory management, the survival horror, the setting, the castle, Lady D. I mean, my god. Lady D and her daughters make it 10 out of 10 already. Yeah, it's something about Village, I'm not sure. But yeah, wicked series, obviously. Hope 9, whatever they do with 9, is a more urban setting. But yeah, I have double stacks in this, and I love playing these again. Looks like you've skipped 4 Remake and Resident Evil 6. I don't blame you for that. I double stacked Resident Evil 6. It's a horrible long game. I don't know how I played it twice, but yeah, some people are just nuts, I guess. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Cool. I have not played any Little Big Planet long enough to get the platinum. I've got like 20% in every Little Big Planet I've ever played, and now they're unobtainable. No idea what even kind of game Sackboy is, to be honest. I thought this was a Vita game. So yeah, not much to say on that, but pretty cool. Ooh, Star Wars Platinums. Now you have piqued my interest a lot as well. Battlefront, Battlefront 2, Racer, Outcast. I didn't know Racer had a platinum. I thought that was 100%. That's interesting. Outcast 2, Academy, Fallen Order. Wow, 3 Fallen Order stacks. I've never seen a game with 3 stacks other than, you know, the one I bloody have. Sound Shapes. That's interesting. 1 week, 13 hours, 21 hours. They can't be auto pops then, right? You've got to have played them completely in one go. That's crazy. You have to show me how to do that, because I need to platinum this. I love the Battlefronts. They're brilliant multiplayer games. I remember the Battlefront 2 controversy with the loot boxes and the progression. That was insane. That was an insane time to live in. All these loot boxes. They fixed it, of course, and EA gonna EA, but yeah, good fun game. And Battlefront 1, love that a lot. Outcast is cool. I grew up on these. These are games from the either late 90s or early 2000s. I remember the multiplayer in Academy. I would just live on. I would live on in the GameSpy servers. 1v1, you would bow before a fight. It's really dumb. Really dumb now I think about it, but it was so fun. Big dumb fun that game was. 1v1 lightsaber battles. Can't beat it. Jedi Survivor is now on catalog. I should play that. I'm interested, which I will. Jesus, even more. Wow, a whole other page of... You got like 2 pages of Star Wars Platinums. Republic Heroes. Commando. That's a PS2 game. Squadrons. Ooh, that rarity. Why is that so rare? 7 out of 10, 85 hours. I'm going to have to do some hard research on the awards for this one, because these are insane. That's an insane platinum rarity. That's nearly as rare as my rarest. My rarest is MK vs DC still, old PS3 game. I didn't even know like a multiplayer PS4 game could be this rare. So yeah, I wonder what makes it so ultra rare in the first place. I'll have to look into that. This was a Plus game, you know, and I love dogfighting. I love G-Please, who I just played, Jedi Starfighter, Elite Dangerous. I mentioned all them in my previous video. Squadrons should be the epitome of what I enjoy about those games. But I think because it was completely multiplayer focused, and that's why it's ultra rare, I didn't have much interest in loading it up, and my friends and my partner didn't have much interest in trying it either. It came on Plus, and we were like, we won't try that. I was thinking about loading it up on my own, but then, you know, you're on your own. So maybe you need boosting on this, so I'll have to look into this one, but that's certainly your rarest platinum so far, and I think the stats at the end will tell me as much as well. Clone Wars, Force Unleashed, and PS3 love it. Wow, you've got so many Star Wars Platinums then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Star Wars Platinums. That's insane, bro. That is insane. I love it though. Alright, let's move on from that series. Half your list is Star Wars games. Stranded Deep, too scary for me. You got to like float in a raft and a shark attacks you. No way. No way. Same as Subnautica. Never. I bloody mentioned Subnautica and they're pretty much next. So yeah, Stranded Deep, no thanks. Too many sharks. Stray, more my kind of game. Cute cat. I can play that. Not scary at all. Won't say much about it, but really cute. I remember that took the world by storm when Stray came out. Very cool. Subnautica though, oh no way. I've tried playing this game several times, and through my like own fear, I loaded up a different. I loaded up the PS4 version first, and I was like, it's too scary. Years later, I was like, right, I'll give it another go, and I accidentally loaded up the PS5 version, so completely shot myself in the foot. So now I have two very unfinished, very too scary underwater games that I can't platinum because I freak out too much. Honestly, it's too scary for me. And I don't even find the creatures that scary. You know, if you see the models of the creature, if you look them up, they're not very realistic looking. There's like a big squid, there's a big leviathan. It's just the atmosphere of that game is immaculate. It is absolutely terrifying. So there's no way in hell I'm going to try Below Zero either. But Subnautica 2, with the teaser trailer that came out a few months, now that is multiplayer focused, right? So maybe I feel better about someone being next to me. I don't know. Scary games, dude. Right, Super Stardust Portable. Some nice. Alright, these aren't Vita games. Oh, they were PSP games even, but now they're on catalog. Cool. Okay, I didn't know that. I could play these. Easy trophies. 4 out of 10. I like to keep these kind of games in the back of my mind when I'm near a milestone and I'm like, right, I need 2 or 3 platinums really fast so I can think about my 250th sooner. Kind of the same with Siphon Filter. 6 platinums from Siphon Filters. Yeah, okay, that's a lot. I grew up playing Siphon Filter 2. I remember the multiplayer more than anything. These are going to be some old, and I'm used to janky old games, but these are going to be, you know, this was one of the first 3D third-person shooters, and before they worked out how to control third-person shooters, the control schemes in this are going to be jank central. They're going to be nuts. Still, none of them are particularly rare. I could play these. So that's cool. Lots of Siphon Filters. Oh, there's a 4th one now. Dark Mirror. Okay, moving on. We have. How far are we? We're quite near the end. We have to have a separate part for the awards, of course. But we have Dark Pictures Anthology. You've only played one of them. Again, these are games I watch my partner play, especially Man of Medan. I love this game, but I've watched it, I've watched the TV series of it in a way. If I played it, it'd be like rewatching something. Lots of collectibles. The only one I've played fully, I think, is Until Dawn, and I can't remember if I have to platinum for it. But yeah, wicked game. You should try that one. For anyone who hasn't. Man, for someone who loves multi-stacks, I'm surprised you only have one Elder Scrolls Skyrim Platinum, because you can get this Platinum, an easy 3 times. PS3, PS4, PS5. God knows what other versions there are, but yeah, 100%. I can see how that would be enough for you to play. Like, this is a tough playthrough. If you've played it already, it's really hard to replay Skyrim, I find, because I've done all the quests. I've seen that same tree and river and lakeside manor 10,000 times. It's hard to play Skyrim because I've played it so much. I just find it difficult now. Cool Platinum. Ooh, the finals. Now that's even rarer. That's even rarer than your that 0.53 from earlier, the Star Wars Squadrons. The finals is another. Jesus, 750 hour platinum. There's no way that takes 750 hours. There's no way, right? What takes that so? That's the longest play I've ever seen, other than Diablo 2, which I think is the guide has 1,000 hours. 750 though for a multiplayer shooter. Yeah, that's insane. Okay, that's winning some awards, I think. 8 out of 10, 50 playthroughs, 750 hours. That's crazy. Again, I'm gonna have to do some post post video recording and editing research, because I don't know what takes so long in that game. I know it was rare, and I know, you know, it's a live service game and it's FPS and multiplayer. What the hell takes that so long? That's crazy to me. Crazy to me. Last of Us Part 1. I love Last of Us, but I've never got the Platinum for one. That should be one of my goals this year, is to get one of the Last of Us Platinums. I've played number 1 on PS3. That's it. Oh no, tell a lie. I played Remaster, which is not this Part 1 remake. God, it's confusing. I played all the multiplayer on the Remaster. It's one of the first PS4 games I remember buying. And I played all the single player on the PS3. Why I've not done both on, you know, both of them? No idea. No idea. Cool game though, obviously. Looking forward to season 2 of the series. Order 1886. Wonderful game. Wonderful. I went back to this for, I don't know, I was doing something stupid like a spooky time video for Halloween or something. And I wanted like 5 minutes of footage, you know, just to choose from. I ended up playing the whole game again. I played it when it came out. No, tell a lie. I didn't buy it day one. I would have felt gutted because it's only like, it feels like it's 4 hours. It could be 4 hours, but it's so underutilized. They should commit to doing a full, you know, 30-hour single player of Order. The story is so cool, the vibe is so cool, and the graphics are just immaculate. They hold up today. It is such a good-looking game. Definitely going to put a clip or two of that on because, yeah, this game is insane looking. Insane. Okay, then you got Titanfall 2. Wonderful game. Wonderful, wonderful. I was always jealous of Xbox getting Titanfall 1. You know, a multiplayer-focused mech shooter. That's up my alley. That's me all over. So when Titanfall 2 came out, you know, on everything, and it came with an awesome single player, and the single player really is good. I was really happy. A lot of people get stuck on that that first trophy on the obstacle course. It kind of reminds me of the Call of Duty 4 trophy where you've got to do it in a certain time. But yeah, people struggle with this Titanfall 2 one. I think that's the hardest trophy, but I got it pretty quickly. So yeah, I don't know. I just found it just came to me pretty easy, that one. And then you've got Toem. I don't know this game. I've seen it in the store. 60%, 1 out of 10. Filler platinum, and that's fine. And then we have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. No idea what this is. There's so many Tom Clancy games. I only know Rainbow Six, and that's the only platinum I have out of, you know, his library of games. I used to play a lot of Ghost Recon. on PC in the 2000s. You would look after your squad, and I think a lot of these games kind of carry on that. You're looking after your squad and their loadouts, but yeah, obviously modernized, and that's never a good thing in tactical games nowadays. So yeah, it shows my age again. But this is a PS3 game, so I don't know much about this one. Nearly ultra rare. I hate it when a game is nearly ultra rare, don't you? It's really annoying. Tormented Souls. Is this the only... I'm not even sure if this is a Soulsborne. It just has souls in the word, but I've not seen any Soulsborne, so... I guess if I had one question for you, John, is why do you not play Soulsborne games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne? You're obviously skilled enough to get them because you've got some insane platinums on here already. So yeah, I don't know that one either. Moving on. Trek to Yomi. 2D side-scrolling black and white samurai game. Again, I don't know if this would be considered Soulsborne. I don't know enough about the game, but I'll tell you what I do like. I like that it's 5 out of 10. Pretty difficult, right? You know, that's fairly difficult, but it's only 12 hours. That's my kind of game. A harder game, harder than usual game, that only takes 10 to 15 hours. I like the sound of that. Tunic, I've seen a lot in sales. Never played it. Cute fox or cat. Cool. Moving on. Right, now we've got a few Uncharted's. All remastered. It always interests me when people have... these older, you know, Uncharted came out on PS3, but they haven't gone back to the PS3 version. So their first taste of Uncharted was on the PS4. And you've got 2, 3, 4, Drake's Fortune and Legacy. You know, you've got them all. That's great. You've got more Uncharted plats than I do. But I started on the PS3, and I think Uncharted Drake's Fortune was one of my first ever platinums. It was my second. It was my second platinum with Drake's Fortune. So yeah, I have loads of fond memories of Uncharted. It's something I want to play more. I haven't got the Uncharted 4 platinum, for example. I haven't got, or even played Lost Legacy. I should go back to this series. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so bear with me, because after this we're doing the awards. But you've got Unpacking, a double stack. Again, this is going to be a filler platinum, 1 out of 10, 4 hours. Not an auto pop though. See, I'm interested in that you've got a lot of, double stacks, but I'm not sure if these games have the auto pop option, but you tend to not auto pop. I've only noticed maybe one auto pop. I can't remember what it was. We'll have to look through again. But that's interesting. Untitled Goose Game. It amuses me that this is 4 out of 10 difficulty. Like, what's difficult about it? I'm not sure. I've never played it yet. I think I've never played it. I might even have it on the Switch. Can't remember. Honestly, can't remember. But yeah, 6 hours, 4 out of 10 difficulty. A difficult goose game. It's funny. It's funny. And very lastly, Zombie. I have this game. I love it. The graphics are so bad. Like, it's a Wii U port released on the PS4, but you'd think it was a PS2 remaster or something. The graphics are so bad. There's like this grainy filter. I'm talking really negatively about it, but it is brilliant. Like the atmosphere and the inventory management and the Dark Soul-ism that if your character dies, you drop all your stuff and then your new character starts from the beginning and is able to go and pick up your dropped loot. It's a cool mechanic that you don't really see outside of the the Soulsborne genre. So yeah, I really like this platinum. It's difficult as well, man. 6 out of 10 might be a bit generous. I think it's more 7 out of 10 personally. There's a no death run mode that's very difficult. But yeah, cool platinum as well. What a list that is, man. Right, I'm gonna go away, take a break. I'm gonna think about the score, and we're gonna do all the awards, which I'm just gonna bring up again here. We're gonna do all the awards and think about what award goes to what game. So yeah, we're gonna cut to that. Okay, I'm back. Time for part 2. Had some dinner, had some time to think, and we're jumping right in to the first award, No Plat, No Problem. So we get to look at some of, well, all the 100% you have that don't have platinums, because, these games are awesome too. And my god, do you have some good games here. I can see Apex Legends twice, Papers, Please, Resident Evil Reverse, that's a crazy one. That's a very failed Resi multiplayer game they released. And then you got the Dark Side and Umbrella Chronicles. They're insane. They're really low percent, 1.33% and 1.88. Star Wars Pinball, 0.1%. God knows the requirements on that. I'm not very familiar with it, but that seems insane. And that's got 40 trophies in it for a no platinum. I'm gonna have to look into that one. Some more Star Wars stuff. Jedi Starfighter is very impressive, really impressive. I've got Super Star Wars, House of the Dead. I mean, this 100% list is as good as the platinum list, to be honest. There's some really rare stuff here. Valorant as well is something I'm working on, which I'm really enjoying, and X-Defiant, which I think is going offline soon. So yeah, some cool stuff here. That's really going to be rare, especially since some of us is going to shut down. I mean, I don't know much about the Star Wars Pinball, so I'm actually going to give the No Plat, No Problem to Jedi Starfighter. It's super rare, but what's special about this 100% is you need 2 players, or you need to play in a co-op mode at least. You can do it solo, I've read, because I've got this game, I want to play it myself. But I don't fancy doing this solo method that I read about, which is to awkwardly place your second playable character, your playable starship, somewhere off the edge of the map whilst you control the primary one and complete the level without them hopefully killing your partner. There's all kinds of objectives to complete, and yeah, it's pretty rough. It's something I played a lot when I was younger. I grew up with this on the PS2. So yeah, this is my favourite 100% you've got. Next award then is Franchise Fanatic. Continuing on with the Star Wars theme, and definitely going to go to Star Wars. Without a doubt, you've got like 9 or 10 platinums in Resident Evil. You've got quite a few Battlefields. You've got quite a few CODs. Nothing compares, and Assassin's Creed actually right at the start. But nothing compares with these 19 platinums you have for Star Wars games. Not even counting the 100%, and that counts towards Franchise Fanatic as well. So you've got 19 plats, you've got 3 or 4 100%, one of which is your rarest trophy overall, or one of them even. The Jedi Starfighter one I didn't mention is like 0.38 or something mad. I've got it up here right at the top. Let's have a look. You won't be able to see it. Actually, no, yeah, your rarest trophy, your overall rarest trophy is Jedi Starfighter. So yeah, that obviously reinforces the 100% and the Franchise Fanatic. So yep, Star Wars is the answer. That gets Franchise Fanatic. The Time Committed award is next, and there's only one answer for this. 750 hours to platinum the finals. Now, that's probably not legit. I've been doing some reading, a little bit of research since, the last recording. A lot of people seem to get it in 300 hours, 350, 400. It seems very dependent on what events are available, and the events give you more money, and that's what, the time goes into, is earning the trophy Deep Pockets, which is the rarest trophy in the game at 0.56%. And there's all kinds of, tactics to make the most money. But really, you're just playing the same game over and over and over again. There's not really any best way to earn it other than play the most profitable game mode, forever, for hundreds of hours. So yeah, this definitely gets time committed. And this is where it's difficult. It's not necessarily a difficult platinum. There are some some tricky multiplayer trophies, getting certain kills a certain way, etc. But mostly it's this long ass grind for 50 million cash. No doubt about it, this gets time committed. The Trophy of Regret is next, and this is a bit of a weird award to give. I might try and rename it or kind of rejig it to mean something else, because I'm assuming you guys regret these trophies that you earn. It was kind of made with, I Am Mayo, maybe a Telltale game, or perhaps even Orc Slayer for me. That would be my Trophy of Regret. And because it's an assumption, I find it a bit of a strange one to award. So I kind of think this could be your worst platinum award, something like that. I'll rename it or rethink about the description for it, but that's kind of where I'm getting at. It's kind of your worst platinum, and there is no worst platinum really. They all count towards the number, but you may notice I took off Cakewalk. I've not got Cakewalk on here because I found it a bit too similar to the Trophy of Regret, and Cakewalk was like given to the easiest kind of list you had, but that kind of goes hand in hand with Regret. So yeah, I'm rethinking a bit. But I'm giving this to, for now with its current description, I'm giving it to this pinball game. Pinball Heroes. It's a 1 out of 10. It took 1 hour to complete. I know nothing about it. I've seen one trailer on it, and yeah, it looks like a pinball game. So yeah, that's all I'm giving it to. But keep in mind, I'm going to rethink about this award because I don't think it quite works in its current state. The Never Ending Journey is a new award that I wanted to give for a milestone. So depending how many platinums you have, I'll award it to the closest milestone. PSN Profiles does that as 1st, 10, 20th, 30th, 40th, 50th, etc. Then it goes to 75th, 100th. I'm pretty sure it does 125, 150, 175. So that's the mentality behind it. So John, you have 161 platinums, so I'm giving this to your 150th, which was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, a very cool, worthy game to get a milestone. Now, again, assumptions here. I don't know if you chose this to be your 150th. I myself don't really think about my milestones unless it's like 100, 200. I might start doing 250. My 250th is coming up. So yeah, I thought that'd be interesting to kind of showcase, It's kind of a contemporary platinum, isn't it? You only played this one 4 months ago, so it's kind of a nice indicator of where you are on your never-ending journey, which, you know, is the name of the bloody thing. So yeah, never-ending journey goes to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for being your 150th. Nice. Okay, one of my favorite awards now, Heart and Soul, is, you know, what I like the best out of your whole trophy list. It is a game that speaks to me. It's probably going to be something I've played before. In this case, it is. And the last one I did, it was Signalis, one of my favorite kind of newer retro Resi clones that's out. You have Prodeus, which is one of my favorite Doom clones that I've played ever, really. It's so cool. So this award I give to kind of highlight a game I love that I would like other people to try. That goes for Signalis and it goes for Prodeus. It's just a really cool FPS with this like really unique retro looking graphics, but at the same time it looks modern. It's insane looking, and the soundtrack is immaculate. The gameplay is awesome, and the weapons are so cool. There's some really good stuff in this game. It's also, I'm not sure if it's a sequel, but I think it's an expansion that's coming out. And if it has come out, then I've missed it, and that's a regret. But I don't see it in the trophy list. I don't think it's out yet. So yeah, people should definitely play Prodeus. The final award then is the Crown Jewel, which I like to give to what I think is your best platinum. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the rarest. Case in point, the game I'm giving it to. Your rarest platinum is the finals, with its insane time requirement and a massively grindy trophy. So you would assume maybe that's you know, the front runner. I did think it was going to go to that, but then, you know, looking over it and sorting by difficulty, your most difficult platinum is actually Crash Bandicoot 4. It's not a game I know a huge amount about, and I thought the first one was notoriously tough. The fourth one, I've since learnt, is even tougher. It's something I'm actually going to go for myself, I think. It sounds awesome, to be fair, and I love Crash. So yeah, when you sort by difficulty, this is 9 out of 10. You have no other 9 out of 10s. You've got a couple other 7 out of 10s, like Overwatch 2, and Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons is another ultra rare platinum you have under 1%. Now this rarity is actually 4.23% for Crash Bandicoot 4. But you know, I've mentioned this before, this is the Dark Soul-ism where egomaniacs go for very difficult platinums. It's the same with Street Fighter V, which is my rarest platinum. It's not under 1%. It is, you know, people play it and they go for it, and that makes the rarity go up, but it stays a 10 out of 10 difficulty. So same with Crash, it's 9 out of 10, but a lot of people play it and go for it, so the rarity goes up. Still, it is, I think it's your most difficult platinum. I would be interested to hear what you had more difficulty with, because I take the finals as, you know, extremely long, extremely difficult, but at the end of the day, it is a massive grind. The difficulty is more in its endurance of keeping up with the game and earning that cash to get the 50 million. I think Crash 4 is more of an outright super difficult platinum, and that's what I'm going to give the Crown Jewel to. Okay, John Veer, that was your list review. All that is left now is the score. I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10. You've just got too many ultra rare platinums, and it's more of a time requirements. These are sorted by difficulty here, and even these, you know, 6 or 7, 100 hours. And I failed to mention, you got Crash Bandicoot 4 twice. 2 days, 1 hour. You are no stranger to difficulty, it seems. 750 hours, 85 hours, 75 hours. I know Revelations is a long platinum. Overwatch 2, 100 hours each. Crash 1, Cold, you know, your platinum caliber and quality is immense. And that's without even mentioning the 91% completion ratio, which I really like and appreciate, because, you know, some people create alt accounts, they create an account for outright 100% completion. I've had a few comments, oh, my completion rate is 100% mode. You've got to look at, you know, you've got to look at my profile. And yes, I appreciate the you know, the passion, the dedication to getting 100%, but I feel like those games are very cherry-picked. Your list does not scream cherry-picked to me. You haven't got a straight 100%. You've got games you're working on, and you're 91%. I feel like that's a realistic completion ratio for a very legit trophy hunter who likes playing difficult games. You haven't got I Am Mayo, that automatically brings you up a few points. You haven't got Orc Slayer, so you know that's my points knocked down for my own list. You've just got some really good platinums, man, and yeah, it's been a joy to look through, absolute joy. So 9 out of 10 for your whole list. I think that's well deserved. So yeah, that's it. If anyone wants their trophy list reviewed, all you have to do is please subscribe, leave a comment below with your PSN. Sometimes YouTube doesn't like that for some reason. Keep trying, or reply to any other comment and just say, yo, it didn't work, here's my PSN, can you please add me to the list? You'll know I've added you if I reply and say, yeah, that's cool, you're added. That's all you need to do, okay? Please subscribe, leave a comment, you're golden. Alright, I'll add you to the list and we'll get through them. This is a lot of fun. I love my new layout, and I love the awards I've done. If I do more, maybe I'll make a page 2 or something. I'm always open to more suggestions. Obviously it's a longer video, but if you've gotten this far, thank you very much. And even if you watched half of it or just the end, thank you anyway. Alright, so take it easy, happy hunting. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye for now.